Minion in. You guys have to stop doing this shit while I'm asleep, okay? At least wait until I'm in a more reasonable time zone. Most of you all know what happened by now, and if you don't, then you may have noticed that there are 2 sealed chest keys in your mailbox titled Server Downtime Compensation. Let's talk about what happened first of all. Last night, the month's Blessed Pass ended. If you've been doing your missions and earned more than your maximum amount of red crystals, then those excess crystals were converted to star seeds and sent to you by in-game mail. That's pretty cool. If you didn't have the premium pass, you got up to about 35,000 star seeds, but if you had premium, you were raking in probably just under 200,000. Here's what went wrong though. Someone quickly discovered that if you accept the mail and then change channels, you get the mail again. That's double the star seeds. And then you could switch channels a few more times. There's 4 channels on Frizera. That's 4 times the star seeds. And then you've got alts. For every alt, another 4 channels. People were just raking in the star seeds, okay? Someone shouted it out in global chat, and for a full hour of mayhem in what might be called the Marathon of Morons, patent pending, every exploiter and their moms were channel hopping to loot as many star seeds as possible, then switching to alts and doing it all again. I'm told it was pure chaos. Next, people started racing to spend those star seeds, thinking if devs catch me, they can't take away what I've already spent, so people just started emptying the market. And then, the devs took action. And guys, we've had some bad runs with this in the past, and I have to say, this time, they got it right. Mostly right. I'll tell you what I think they messed up still, but first here's the good stuff. Nobody got suspended pending an investigation. Remember in my estate ban video where I talked about there's 2 panic buttons that could be pressed? You can click on this link here to see what that's about. The devs pushed the first panic button, and it was absolutely the right call. All servers were immediately shut down for just under 9 hours. During this time, the servers were rolled back to a state before the erroneous mails were sent out. When the servers came back up, the damage had been undone and our star seeds were waiting to be picked up in the mail once again, only this time once per account per server. Here's the issue that I still have, if I may complain for a minute. And I'll start off by telling you about something that happened to me once. I used to be pretty big into DC Universe Online. One day I logged in and I had everything. I suddenly had all the DLCs, access to all the maps, all the powers, everything, right? Sounded like a blessing. Free stuff! That's not how I felt about it though. My immediate response was to worry that I had accidentally done something to break the system, because this seemed like a pretty big break and I know people had gotten banned permanently for abusing exploits in the past. I asked around in global chat to see if something was up. I got no response, so to be safe, I logged out of the game and wrote a support ticket. I loved my little superheroes and villains and I didn't want to lose them over a technicality. It turned out there was an event that weekend. Everyone had free access to all the DLCs and content for a few days just to show people what they were missing. So I panicked over nothing, but you know what they did to reward me for my caution? They gave me a free DLC, permanently, added it to my account. Kind of a good guy reward. Do you guys see the moral in this story? There's so little tolerance in that game for exploiters that I felt I immediately had to stop what I was doing and come clean. And then I got a reward for my honesty. This is what Bless Unleashed needs. I'm not saying give us free stuff whenever we find an exploit and tell you about it, because that could backfire and encourage people to try to break the game as much as possible so that they can tell you about it for rewards. But what absolutely and without a doubt is needed in Bless Unleashed are permanent bans for exploiters. This is going to be a topic of another video I'm working on, so I won't get too much into it here, but I do want to point out that cheaters getting away with cheating is one of the most demotivating things to good guy players. After every major exploit so far, you catch cheaters bragging on Reddit, Facebook, and Discord. They say, take the ban, it's worth it. I mean, what's a few days of not being able to play if you've got Lumina and a couple of thousand star seeds to show for it? Hell, I'd even be tempted to take that deal. The point is, until Bless Unleashed starts permanently banning the accounts of people using exploits, at least repeat offenders, I mean, come on, then not only are you inviting people to actively look for more exploits, but you're encouraging those exploits to be used excessively when they pop up. The system currently in place promotes that when an exploit happens, abuse it as much and as fast as you can, get everything out of it that you can as quickly as possible, before the server goes down or you're suspended for a few days. But you might get to keep all of that loot, and that is worth the risk. Devs, please make it not worth the risk. I guarantee you the overlap between exploiters and toxic players is enormous. Those of us who are not cheating feel discouraged that cheating seems to be a legitimate way to get ahead in this game. I have a lot more to say on that subject, so subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when I post that video. For now, I just want to give everyone the news and applaud how well the devs handled this latest exploit situation. Bless Unleashed is a new game in its early stages, and we as a community, players and devs, are still learning how to best communicate and deal with each other. But judging by this latest exploit response, we are making great progress. I think the devs definitely deserve a hand for this one. Who we should be mad at, and I've said this before, are the people who abused the hell out of the exploit because it is their fault the servers were down so long. If only a handful of people had noticed this bug, then not abused it and also not told anyone in global, we may have been looking at maybe 30 to 60 minutes downtime. Remember, the more damage the 50 cause, the longer it's going to take to fix that damage. Don't be the 50. Be the good guy. Now go out there and be freaking heroes. Minion out.